guys, welcome to Kwara Youth League TV. It's another edition of the show, and today's edition, like always, I have with me Ibrahim Jato and Coach Tunde Sonny, currently the chairman of the Kwara Youth, chairman of the Kwara Football Association in Kwara State. Today we'll be talking about the preview of Week 8 games. Why, before we go into the show, let me try and read out all the fixtures of the game that we'll be having for this week. One of those fixtures, which is the one that everybody will be looking up to, is the game between ABS Youth Team and Apre Sports FC. That is the game of the week for this week, and one that will be played on KFA Pitch 3, where everyone will be expecting to see them dazzle and play their game. You'll be expecting to see good games from those teams, one of the top teams in the league. That is talking about ABS. Currently, before going to other fixtures, ABS are currently one of the teams that are well respected in Kwara State, and they are 6th on the log, while Apre Sports are top of the log. That shows you why this game is the game of the week, and ABS are the one that are currently at home here, while Apre Sports are beaten, which everybody is permutating that the game will be the game that will end Apre Sports' unbeaten run. Let me welcome my guests before going to other fixtures that I have today. Ibrahim Jato, welcome and welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be back on the show.
And I have with me, like I said earlier, Coach Tunde Sonny. Welcome also to the show today.
I'm happy to be here.
Now, let's go to the game of the week, Ibrahim Jato, the game between ABS and Apre Sports FC. What should we be expecting for the game?
Top game. Luckily, we are having this game at this point of the league. I think this is the clash of the Titan. We have ABS Youth Team, a team with tradition, a team we know that they actually built around using young players who are very energetic, and they play the game on the ground, and against a very vibrant Apre Sport. They are newcomer in the league, but exactly. they are league leaders. They've been on top. They've not lost in the seventh round of game. The only draw has been against Kwara in their first game. Exactly. We are not expecting Apre Sport to lose this, and we are still fine tuning how ABS will not peak at the maximum point. So it's going to be a clash of, we are playing at home, we play good football against a team that also have not even tasted defeat in the league.
Now we come back in depth to look at that game, tactical review of the game, and where we talk about the players to look up to from both teams. But like I said earlier, let me give you the fixtures of Week 8 on Friday, where you'll be having Delmek, the Delia Yenuba Football Academy. They'll be playing at home to Future Stars, while you have Okra Sports playing at home to Samba Boys. You have Zaaj playing at home to Gerewu United, or like we talk about ABS playing at home to Apre Sports. That is on Friday, 4 p.m. On Saturday, this weekend, you have House of Prayers playing at home to Jovic Mike. La Planet, who lost at home last week, will be going away to Kwara Football Academy. That is another game which we'll also be talking about. Aramokeye, one of the surprise package for this league, will be playing at home to Sunrise. Ladere United also will be welcoming Kola. Now, Ibrahim, where we talk about this game, Apre Sports, we have Coach Zico, who his boys love to play on the ground. They love to play with their wingers. They are very compact midfield. Either they are backed by their captain Umar Mustafa, with Kapiu, the left winger there that they call the Mesut Ozil. Also, they say he has a little bit of Messi in him. You have them in the midfield, and these guys have been so compact. While we also know ABS love to play on the wings, and they love to use their energetic wingers to play off the wing if they see they can catch you on the counter attack, which is one of the reasons why this game is being poised to be a very entertaining game. And tactically, between both coaches, who do you think we had this game?
Well, honestly, it has to be the team that desire to hold on to the last minute of the game, because it's not a game that will produce a lot of goals. Because at home, for ABS, it's going to be very, very difficult for
Exactly.
Sport. And for ABS, they have a very lanky striker that will not allow the defense of Sport to come out. But for a very good midfield from Sport, the midfield has been touted to be the best or one of the best in the league. Doing the midfield tangle and a very good defense from ABS. We have Feniyaro Aliu that will be leading from the pack, and they have Oni in the midfield who can also score a lot of goals, who has scored like 3 or 4 goals for ABS in the league this season. I think it's going to be a battle that will be decided by the team that make the least of mistakes in the encounter.
And also ABS defense line, we have to talk about it because you talk about not scoring a lot of goals. That shows the defense line has to be very, very active. In Sport, except from the midfield, they have a boy that have also scored about 8 or 9 goals this season. That is talking about Obalo. He has been a good winger. He loves to come from the wing to get so many goals. He's also one of the players to watch out for. And we talk about Adebayo Oni, the man up front for ABS. He knows how to do the thing. When you give him the chances, he scores the goal. How vital will be the defense line of both teams for this game?
Well, they have to be very, very. They have to be at alert because the two teams we have players running at the defense from the wing.
Exactly.
That is what they play from the middle. They switch the game to the wings, and the two teams play typical kind of football. Exactly. And they have been a master in this tactics, playing from the wing, lobbing from the middle to the wing and get the ball across. And as I have said, ABS, I think they have a very good defense. So as well, Sport, they have a very compact team. The deficiency of a particular department is not shown by the exceptional quality of their midfield, because they have a midfield that plays well together and they can actually cover for the defense, playing as a compact, as a discrete, like playing going forward, coming backward, and you see all the players doing all this together. But as I've said earlier, it has to be the team that make the least mistake that will carry the
Now,
game.
you talk about mistakes, which is where we have to go to the weaknesses of both teams. We've talked about their strengths, their tactical play. Our both coaches love to play. We also know Coach Nero, Coach Santana, assisted by Coach Nero, the ABS coaches. They love to play from the wings. They love their boys to always run at who they play against. And we also know Coach Zico will love his boys from the midfield. Play the ball, use your diagonal passes, and try and get the ball to a low. And sometimes you have to be wary of Umar Mustafa, the boy that comes from the midfield to get assists and get a goal. He has not been able to influence just 2 games in this tournament. But we have to talk about the weaknesses of both teams. And one of the weaknesses that you know about the league leaders is their goalkeeping situation. I'm talking about their goalkeeper, Samuel. He considered an horrendous mistake against Lado United, and he has been the wing clinic for Sport so far this season, because their first choice goalkeeper is not available for this game again, and they have to rely on him. Do you see that as one that will be a defining factor for this game?
Honestly, because you have to pass through a lot of line before you get to the goalkeepers. Definitely the ball will get to the goalkeepers, but it has to the weakness of the team depends on the overall awareness of the team. Exactly. To cover him for him. Definitely his own lapses might not come to fore during the game. So as I've said, the mistakes, the midfield is the engine room of the team, and they have to cover for it. If they are able to cover for the whole team, if the midfield of Sport are able to cover and rise to the occasion, it will be it's going to be a very difficult game for ABS, and it will be a game that will be won at the midfield, not with the goalkeeper.
Now, personally, if you ask me, I'll look at ABS weaknesses. It has to be their own goalkeeper too, who when it comes to some big games like this, love to concede some goals. Like you see against KFA, it was a defining moment and a very good shot, a volley from Godin or Shagbemi, which from his bench, I argue could have done more to probably just save them, because that was the defining moment. That was why they lost the game. And also their midfield, who have failed to be compact when they face strong teams. Do you see them bringing out their weaknesses today, facing against the best midfield in the league? Talking about the ABS midfield, can they bring their A game today on Friday when they will be facing Sport?
Of course, against Kwara Football Academy at home, you actually see that they were just unlucky because they were clearly the better side playing at home. They dominated the midfield, they dominated the whole of second half, and they were just unlucky to get their goal. They hit the crossbar like a couple of times, 2 or 3, and their striker were a menace for the Kwara Football Academy defense. If they can post the same performance against Abre Sport, what they had at home, even though they lost to Kwara Football Academy by this Godwin Oshagbemi, they can actually rise to the occasion and probably get a point. A draw will not be too bad for them against Abre Sport.
Now, for the listeners, the game will be played on Friday by 4 p.m. at KFA Pitch 3. You can get to watch the game there. Promises to be an exciting game between top teams at the Kwara Youth League. And also other games that you can get to see on Friday is the game between Delmek and Future Star. That will be played at Kwara Hotels, where you get to see Delmek play. Delmek is another good team in the league. They're just newcomers, so they're learning the league. They picked up some good wins, go away to Gerewu and pick up a win. For KFA that won the league last season, they were able to pick up the win there. So it shows how difficult it is to pick up the win. Another good side here. And Future Stars, we know what Future Stars can do. A very entertaining team. Coach Khaled doing well with his boys there. You can get to watch that at Kwara Hotels. And also Oka Sports, they'll be playing at home to Samba. Samba also have managed some couple of good results, but it has not been their season. They're facing against their relegation battle in Oka Sport. The game will be played at Olonlade Pitch behind NCA. You can get to see that game also. Then Zahaj will be playing at home to Gerewu United. Another good game. Taya Jongolo, the man for Gerewu United, he has scored about 80% of his team's goal. They will be looking up to him to hopefully, if he can do 1 or 2 things also against Zahaj, a very compact team. They were difficult when they went away at Abre Sport, gave them a lot of troubles there, and then they will be able to consolidate on their own games. Now back to Ibrahim, while we talk about Saturday's game, undoubtedly the biggest game to watch on Saturday has to be the game against KFA and La Planet, 2 of the traditional grassroots teams in Kwara State here. Kwara Football Academy, the defending champions. La Planet, we all know what they can do when it comes about grassroots football. They are currently right now 3rd in the log, and it shows why they are 3rd in the log. And the game will be played at the KFA main page. That is where you'll be seeing that game. The game of the week for Saturday matches. 4 games on Saturday. Now, Ibrahim, what are those things we'll be looking up to when you talk about the game against KFA and La Planet?
Yeah, it's a massive game, a mouth-watering encounter. La Planet are coming to play against Kwara Football Academy. Last season at the home of La Planet in Ateyenkori, the game actually ended goalless. A lot of drama, a hand-to-hand drama towards the tail end. Daniel Ayenuba, the son of Dele Ayenuba, actually rescued Kwara Football Academy from not conceding a late minute free kick against La Planet. They will be coming out, though due to the COVID, the second leg of that game was not able to be played, and now we'll be having La Planet playing against Kwara Football Academy at home. It's going to be a game of 2 good sides that has everything. The 2 teams have everything in all the departments. For Kwara Football Academy, they have a luxury to pick between Kolo Samson and Daniel Ayenuba. It's going to be
very good goalkeepers.
2 fantastic goalkeepers. Yeah. They are national team materials. Daniel Ayenuba was invited to the national under-17 team, and he was due to go back before the Nations Cup. The AFCON under-17 was cancelled. It's going to be the defense line of Kwara Football Academy has been reinvigorated. We have Aziza Sodiq leading the pack from the back, and we have Jafet also joining Aziz, and Shamsuddin, the man that decided the league last season. Shamsuddin is here, who scored the long goal that gave Kwara Football Academy the league in the Super 6. We also be in the left back, and in the right back is a luxury of choice for Kutlade Jokojo to pick. In the midfield, one of the biggest players in the league, Godwin Oshagbemi, the captain of Kwara Football Academy, will be leading from the midfield, and you're going to see a lot of fire because there is going to be a rivalry between Kwara Football Academy and La Planet. It's a game that brings out the adrenaline of the player to actually give their best. And one good thing for Kwara Football Academy is that Bakar Garbag is back in the team. He returned against Yovik Mike, and he returned with a goal and 2 assists. He was one of the top league scorers. He was the most valuable player last season, and he has now returned to the league, and he scored on his debut last week against Yovik Mike. And this week coming against La Planet and playing his 4th game after 2 Solomon out at the Kwara Football Academy is going to be a game to watch out for. And for the La Planet team, you have Solomon, who will be dictating, and Bashir playing from the middle of it. Honestly, it's going to be a luxury for us to see the game.
Ibrahim, before we go to looking at the players, looking at where the battles will be won between both sides, I want to bring in Coach before coming back to you. And Coach, let's talk about the two coaches and where these two teams, how they play, talking about KFA and La Planet. I want to talk about KFA first. Coach Ladi Ojokojo, how do you think he's going to set out for this game against La Planet?
You see, KFA, they have one advantage over our teams here. They are the only team that train very well, unlike other teams, because all of them are in the camp. They wake up to play the game, they go back, they sleep, they rest. They are following all the things that can make you play very well.
Exactly.
So they are owned by the government, while others are private.
Owned by individuals.
Okay,
yes.
Look at Abri Sports. Now even La Planet too. They too, their majority of them are staying together. That alone, togetherness is playing a very major key, even in winning matches.
Wow.
Because they will be mentally tough.
Now you have it from the coach. He's talking about the togetherness of KFA, saying that will be enough driving force to see them edge La Planet in the game today. Well, I have to switch a little bit to Ibrahim. Now we talk about the tactical review of both coaches. Coach Ladi Ojokojo, I've loved to play with triangles. He loves to play with triangles, having Godwin Oshagbe, the intelligence Muhyiddin in the middle of the park, while they have the luxury of having like you said, Gaba Baka back. He's pacey. He knows how to score goals, and they love to trade with the triangle of playing the ball from the midfield, and within a blink of an eye, they switch it to the wing, which that will catch the defenders of the opponent unaware. Are we going to see? Is it going to change his way of playing against La Planet, or we see something different from Coach Ladi Ojokojo?
Honestly, yes. Of course, I don't know his match plan yet, but from what I've seen with Kwara Football Academy, the traditional 4-3-3 formation, where all the three midfielders are strikers and all the three strikers are midfielder, having 6 players to attack at the same time and having 6 players to play in the middle and help the defense. That is too massive, and that is what people don't understand about Kwara Football Academy. Because when the last man in the midfield, which is Kade Mati, get the ball, he's so quick enough to give it to Godwin Oshagbe or link the man in the mid on the wing, either Abubakar or Ahmed Abdul Qadri, or either we have this new boy that has just been discovered, Ikechukwu Ifeanyi, or in the middle. So it is so quick, in as much as the philosophy of the academy is to play on the ground, but they are so quick to switch game, either from the middle to the middle or from the middle to the wing. It is actually unpredictable what they can do with the midfield. But against a La Planet side, who is also very good about doing this, they have a lot of power playing from the middle. They have a lot of power playing up front, and they have a fantastic striker too.
Now, going to Coach Banana, that is the coach of La Planet, where he is talking about the power in the midfield. That's talking about Bashir and Bamidele Solomon, 2 fantastic midfielders. When you talk about holding on the ball and trying to dictate from the midfield, they are good at doing that. And like he said, you have a striker, the first man that scored an hat-trick this league in the 4th league game of this season. That is talking about Abdullahi Mohammed. He is up front. He is available for this game, and this is one of the games he will be popping out to. Now, Ibrahim, if they ask you pick, where will this game be won?
Certainly in the midfield. It has to be a game.
Another midfield battle.
The 2 midfielders that will determine the game is Bamidele Solomon and Godwin Oshagbe. The player with the most desire to actually win the midfield battle will get it. If Bamidele switch off in the midfield or Godwin switch off, that is the end of the game. Because the game has to be decided, because they have, on the average, is 9/10 for the 2 teams midfield. They have the same strength from the middle because they can hold the ball. But Godwin Oshagbe has an edge over their midfielder. He can shoot from any angle and get the goal. When the ship are down, we have seen Godwin Oshagbe scored a 35 years screamer.
What we see against ABS.
Yes, he has scored 35 years screamer. So when the ships are down and you are not able to get the goal, Godwin Osagbemi has an edge against Bamidele Solomon because he has not scored a lot of goals like Godwin. Godwin is the joint top scorer in the league with 8 goals. 8 goals in 7 games. That is too much for a midfielder. We only see Lampard doing that for Chelsea. We have not seen most of Godwin Osagbemi. For a midfielder who plays 10, scoring 8 goals in 7 matches, I think that is more than 100%.
Now, that is talking about both games. According to Ibrahim Jato, both games will be won in midfield. It's all about midfield battle. That is the game between ABS and Apres Sport, and the game between La Planet and KFA. And for the listeners, if you cannot be at the stadium, definitely you can follow. It's going on social media handle. It's Kwara Youth League on Facebook, and also Kwara Teen League on Twitter and on Instagram. You can get the live updates of the matches there. Well, on Saturday, the 4 matches on Saturday, House of Prayers will be playing against Jovic, like I said earlier. It's 10 a.m. on Saturday, and that will be happening at the Kwara State Stadium. You have KFA playing against La Planet. That will be KFA's main pitch. Aramoke will be playing against Sunrise. That will be in Unity A Division. That is where their pitch is located. You can get and see fantastic football from the newcomers, Aramoke. And also Ladder United will be playing at home to Kola. You are considered at Mothel College, right here at Kwara State. That is all about the preview of week 8 games. And you can come to the stadium, come and support your teams in your various local government to see them win matches. Last word from Coach Nesoni.
You see, my happiness is that we have a lot of teams, unlike our first edition.
When we have just 12 teams, 16 teams this year.
Only we have like 4 teams, but now we have, I can measure like we have like 10 great teams out of this system.
Exactly.
If not all.
That shows the improvement
that
from
shows
the first season.
And there are a lot of great players in these teams. So I implore everybody to come and watch these matches. So
thank you very much. And last word, Ibrahim Jatu.
Yeah, I think it's a great development. I will call on scout all over the country, national team coaches, to come and see some matches of the Kwara Youth League. I think when we talk about the future of Nigerian football, this is the future.
And thank you for the listeners, and do join us again. We'll be coming about another edition to give you review of what has happened in these games. Up until next week, stay with us.